This might sound a bit weird, but there's this quiet life cheat code that no one talks about that will pretty much get you anything you want. And you can get these things without having to chase, having to spam, having crazy riz, or pretending someone you're not. And today I'm going to tell it to you. As a boomer of 37 years old, I recently discovered this and it's changed my life. And so I want to share it with you while I'm doing my bookkeeping and changing my DNS settings. How fun. If you guys don't know me, my name is Kevin. I used to be a doctor of pharmacy. I left pharmacy to do YouTube and high ticket sales. I've worked with your biggest creators like Ali Abdaal and other people, and I'm friends with a lot of other YouTubers, blah, 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 blah. No one cares about that. But the reason why I'm shooting this video today is because I'm hitting my 7th year of quitting pharmacy. And in these 7 years, I've kind of realized quite a bit. The reason why I'm shooting this video too is because I'm really reflecting on what felt effortless, what felt easy versus the times I was really pushing and didn't get the results or outcome I really wanted back then. And I think in terms of getting whatever you want, most people think you need crazy connections, charisma, money, that one once in a lifetime opportunity to get ahead. But no one really asks, well, what really sets you up for that in the first place? And as I've been reflecting on this, I accidentally found a way to attract these opportunities just by being real, just by being myself. And I developed the secret art of being magnetic. At the time of this video, I've met a lot of cool friends out here in Asia. And I'm also in the middle of closing high 6-figure to 7-figure deal. Hopefully it closes, but we'll see. And also in the process, being someone who's single at 37, I've noticed a lot of girls like kind of being interested in me and stuff too, which is always a pro as well. And if you can apply this single cheat code to your life, I promise you it'll make your goals, your relationships not only easier, but more fun too in the process. So as I'm doing 75 hard, one of the major things I'm doing every single day is reading. The truth is, I wasn't always magnetic, especially prior to Asia. Recently, I've been reading this book called Mate by this author that you might know. His name is Mark Manson. He has that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. But he has another book back during his dating days called Mate. So back in the day, in my early 20s during college, I had this nickname called Friend Zone. Not the best probably name that you probably want to have in college. I would drive girls places, I would be friends with everyone, and oftentimes I would find myself overextending and doing things for people that I didn't want to do and who basically kind of used me in the long run. Not that great feeling. Anyways, during this time, I noticed myself getting kind of pretty sad about like how I was feeling about my dating life, how I wasn't attractive and no one wanted to date me. And every single girl that I showed interest in didn't like me back, and I felt so stuck. This was kind of like my incel phase. And during this, so like any other 20-year-old at the time, I talked to my friends about it, and one of my friends hands me this Bible-looking book. If you guys know where I'm going at, it's called The Game, and it's basically the secret society of pickup artists. It was really popular back in the day. I started reading it, and I couldn't put it down. Yes, there's a lot of manipulation tactics in that book, but I think the general sentiment of that book was like, why not value myself a lot more? And so when I went to Hong Kong, I tried to put these things into practice. And as I was reading that book, I just realized I had no sense of standards, no sense of boundaries, no sense of a lot of these things that make a healthy relationship and create attraction or tension in a relationship. If you're like, what the hell does this have to do with my goals? I'll get to it in a second. Fast forward to Hong Kong, I actually ended up getting a really loving girlfriend and stuff. But of course, when you just learn the tactics or the techniques, it goes away pretty quickly. Your default patterns come back. And so eventually I lost that girl. She was no longer interested in me, and I was back to square one. So I swore off women at a time, and I finished up pharmacy school and went to LA and stuff to start a new life. During that time, I actually attracted a lot of women, and I ended up in kind of like a situationship for multiple years based off of me. It wasn't good. But then after in my 30s, when I moved to Las Vegas, I swore off women again. Do you see a pattern? And I basically kind of lost all my attractiveness and stuff like that. I was really sad all the time. I was always really depressed. Everything felt hard. I kind of had money problems, I guess, in terms of having like really great clients and all that sort of stuff. And I run into these douchebag clients that I took on and I was trying to save all the time. And a lot of these things really didn't work out for me. And so fast forward, it was always my lifelong dream to come to Asia. And when I come to Asia, it's really a huge shock because I tell myself like, hey, I just want to explore Asia. I just want to enjoy Asia and just check out these different countries with the hope that maybe one day I might move here, you know? But during this time, being the extrovert I am, I'm meeting a lot of different women, a lot of different people, and just like chopping it up. I'm not like hunting for women or hunting with my dating life at all. But during this time, like it was kind of crazy. Women started like approaching me, and even at the clubs or these coffee shops and stuff. And it was just really, really interesting. My vibe would always be pretty chill, pretty nonchalant, and just like super cash. And I was able to get this, contrast this to maybe like in my early college days where I tried so hard, I tried winning girls over, tried doing everything to friend zone my way in there, and I still didn't get what I want. And when I look at this, sure, this is for dating, but it also applies to things like sales and business too, where first when I was learning sales, I was overly accommodating, I had no boundaries, I would do whatever to kind of win the deal. And this is what you're taught to do in sales, right? Does it work for some? For sure. But for me, it just never felt good, and I just felt being all walked over a lot of times. Didn't feel that great. But over time, I learned how to set better boundaries. I learned to say what was on my mind. I learned to be a little bit more playful and just be like, hey, we might work with each other, we might not work with each other, let's just have a conversation, right? That was a real game changer, and that actually really helped me become like one of the top salespeople on the client I was on as well. And so in both of these examples, what was going on? Why was I able to kind of get these things? And the crazy part was a lot of times I would be so chill that me and these people, we would end up being friends like even after they bought from me and stuff too, which was pretty crazy now that I think about it. Like I've always treated my friendships pretty chill too, with no intention of like forcing things on people or anything like that. And so when I take a look at all these examples that I'm talking about, what was I actually doing? Well, it's this concept of non-neediness, non-attachment, but that's a little hard to grasp sometimes. And I think the best way to describe it is Daniel Priestley's With or Without You energy. This is practicing the art of non-neediness. And you might think like, oh, this might be kind of antagonistic. It might be kind of like mean and stuff. And a lot of people might hear this and they might think, oh, it's like really antagonistic, right? But it actually doesn't come from that energy. It actually comes from a more playful energy, a curiosity type of thing too. And if you follow this channel, you probably understand this concept of being in an executive state versus like a survival state. And this is what we're kind of doing. It's not antagonistic. It's being able to say what's on your mind, what works for you, what doesn't work with you, setting healthy boundaries to protect a relationship, not to resent it. It's learning how to lower the intensity of the things you're doing with a playful energy. And so how do you actually practice that? Well, if you're on a date with a girl, or even when you're launching offers for your business, the with or without you energy would look like this. Hey, I'm doing this and I'd love for you to come. What are your thoughts? Would you like to come? It's kind of something like that. So Daniel Priestley in the business world does this super, super well. You can do this for date nights and stuff. And I highly recommend you starting from a place of the things that you want to do versus like doing things that the girl just wants to do all the time and stuff too. It is a perfect balance of masculine and feminine energy, being able to be like, hey, I'm not forcing you to do anything, but I'd love for you to come. You're stating your intention, and it shows ambition as well. And so back to my story about being able to close this like multi-huge deal, I was actually playing with this app that I just bought, and my friend offered me to introduce me to the founders, which was really, really cool. And so basically I met the founders. The founder team really liked my energy because we talked about gaming and just vibed out, honestly, like no expectations, whatever, right? And then they mentioned that they needed help with sales or head of sales. Basically from that point, it's like, hey, you know, I really love your app, your product that you have. I love to do something with you guys. I don't know what it will look like, but are you open to exploring it? And they're like, of course. And I was like, cool. So why don't I do this? I'll come up with a few ideas. We'll just like jam on them together, and then we can see if this works out or not, you know? Totally chill, totally nonchalant. And so that gets people to work with you. And when I think about like why this actually works, I think a lot of times it's just because people can trust you because you're saying what's on your mind. By learning essential skills, like things like labeling, or like learning to buffer your statements so they don't come out as harsh, or mirroring, or all stuff that I kind of teach in my sales, like free sales course, by the way. I think these things really help make your relationships way better and way more enjoyable. Now, I also didn't forget, I said how to apply this to your goals. And after working with people like Ali, even talking to people like Chris Do, and seeing the people around me, my most successful friends, they don't treat their goals as like get rich or die trying, even though that's probably a really cool movie, but it's not like their vibe. Their vibe is, hey, we're trying to do this. If we don't get there, that kind of sucks, but hey, not a big deal. And that was the one thing I really respected about Ali, because, you know, he would have business failures, but it would suck in the moment, but it would just brush it off. He was like, whatever. You know, we just move on, we learn, and we just keep on going. And it's having that energy where I feel like things just naturally come to you because you're not holding on to it so tight. You know, the woo-woo crystal girls and people say that the universe will give you things when you're least expecting it or when you're not trying so hard. And I definitely kind of do believe in something like that. I don't know what it is, but there's something so attractive about non-neediness, and it's true in relationships, it's true for your goals and all that. And something I'm trying to work on more this year is to have this non-neediness toward my business and stuff too, with this YouTube channel, which is why I'm just like getting used to shooting content again and just talking off the top of my head. I still have scripted content, of course, but I really kind of like this get ready with me for men, but I'm a business owner, so I don't do makeup, so I'm just trying to figure out, hey, can I do something else that could kind of work? So yeah. And if you're sitting here like, oh, Kevin, how do I actually apply this? I would say if you are an avid user of ChatGPT or whatever LLM that has some sort of memories, ask the ChatGPT thing, be like, hey, based on the prompts I've submitted so far, what you can infer about me, and based on my goals, how can I apply this with or without you energy to them? And you'll be pleasantly surprised too. Anyways, you know, I'm not saying my life is perfect right now. It's actually not so perfect. There's a lot of behind the scenes that you don't see, but I'm totally chill about it. Probably after I got a 2-hour massage just now too, which was pretty good, but I'm pretty chill about it. So yeah, that's it. Anyways, chances if you like this video, you'll like this other video that the YouTube algo gods will think you'll like. I'll see you guys later. Peace, my people. Bye.